Welcome to The Buck Stops Here. I want to start with a story today. I was flying home with Pastor Debbie after meeting with the other pastors that we gather with who are all leading their churches through church transformation. And as I settled in for the flight, I sat next to a young woman. And as I did, I just simply offered a prayer. Lord, if you'd like me to talk to her, then open the avenue that we might talk. There wasn't a lot said initially, and as we began to taxi, and eventually we're in the air again, there was not much going on. A few sentences of small talk, but that was about it. And as I sat back, I began to just offer up a prayer for her. I didn't know her situation. I didn't know where she was going or if she was going or coming. But what I did notice was that she seemed anxious. She was constantly rubbing her hands and wringing her hands and kind of playing with the ring on her finger that wasn't a wedding ring. And I didn't know what to make of all of that, other than she seemed like this, wherever she was going, there was something big when we landed back in Minneapolis. And so I simply prayed for her and just asked God's blessing on her, and just asked whatever was happening that it would turn out even better than she had hoped. As we landed, I was able to ask if she was from Minneapolis, and in fact she was. So she was heading home. But that was about the end of our conversation. Not a particularly powerful interaction, but I asked the question that comes of that for each of us. Was that witnessing? I would argue it is. It is starting with something as simple as praying for people when they don't even know it. We're going to be in early January looking at how do we begin to live with eyes wide open for Jesus. And as we do that, we will have the opportunity to explore that. And so I invite you to come and make sure that that's on your calendar in January. You'll hear more about it as we go forward. And in addition, we're going to be reading a book with the session and staff, and I want to invite all of you to join us in this conversation. It is going to be reading the book, Evangelism Without Additives. And you'll hear more about this and how to join us in the class that will begin in January as well. So as you begin to walk through your world during this Christmas, I invite you to begin to live with eyes wide open, asking God to go ahead of you to direct your steps and even your conversations. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye now.